Welcome to the 180 podcast, brought to you by BTFU. I'm Braith and Reni. Joining me again, the great Reni Matua. Hey, Ren.
I like how you call me great.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that, actually.
Yeah, I know.
I'm regretting it.
You shouldn't.
Well, really good news, actually, Ren, before we get to the check-in. We're developing an app at the moment for BTFU. It'll combine with Unibet, and it is very exciting. The technology is crazy, and we've been working hard on this in the off-season, and it is nearly there. It's nearly there.
It's coming. I've seen a few prototypes from our man Aaron, and I'm excited, mate.
The one-stop shop here at BTFU is coming your way, I can tell you. Now, let's do the check-in. Give me a bit of anxiety, Ren.
Yeah.
Like I felt the nerves when you walked in. You've prepared like no other for this show. Like you have been watching everything, reading everything on Payne Haas. We had an ad we had to shoot on with Flora, and we shot that before here, which took about 3 hours to do about 2 lines. But how are you feeling after that? Because you're learning the business. You're turning into a real fucking rock star now.
Far more comfortable right now, Braith. Yeah. Look, sitting at home all day watching podcasts and seeing what news was out there wasn't one of my favourite things to do. I do get headaches. It's hard enough to watch bloody 7 or 8 games of footy on a weekend, and then you have to listen to every other podcast. And
do you watch them with the glasses or without them?
No, without them. My TV's big enough.
Okay.
They
were popular, those glasses. You said you had a few people asking you where you bought them from, what brand they were.
I've had these for about 8 or 9 years. I just haven't worn them. It's just my eyes are really starting to go on me, and I love the feedback, so thank you.
Do they work?
No, they're actually just straight see-through.
Oh, okay. What's been? You know what? Let's start with the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we went to the Coogee Bay Hotel. You rocked up with Justin Horro, me, Justin, and Oz, and Willie Mason. We hosted at the Coogee Bay Hotel. You know what? It was one of the worst Super Bowls I've ever watched.
Yeah, well, I got there for halftime. As you know, I had to do. I just quick shout out to Pristine Cleaning. A couple of girls I did a cleaning quote for.
Is that all you did?
Yeah, we went and quoted a job. I've been out of the cleaning industry for a while.
Do you charge them or just?
Yeah, I might send them an invoice.
What sort of invoice do you send?
Yeah, I'll just keep that private, mate. And I got there for half time.
I'm only joking, girls. Sorry.
I was happy to eat the food that he's left on the table.
Yeah,
and
you smashed those burgers.
Yeah, I did. Good. I did. I was very hungry. But
back to the game. I'm going to talk about the game. I don't know if you watched it.
When I first walked in, the halftime narrative was it was a poor game, right?
It was. There was no touchdowns in the first, nearly 3/4 of the game. Mm-hmm. 4 field goals, 12-0. The offense was horrible from the Patriot, New England, and it wasn't much better, really, from Seattle. Seattle's defense was outstanding. So was New England's, but I think the quarterback, Derek May, he's just... Drake May, sorry, not Derek. Well, he played like a Derek.
Call him Derek. Oh, Derek May.
He was rattled. He was rattled, and he's only young, and I could feel his pain. Like when you've sort of played in big games and you don't deliver, which I've done before, and you know how many people are watching you and the pressure that's on you. And the Super Bowl's next level stuff. You could see he was frantic. His time was limited because of the D, but he didn't make any better. A bit of poor decision making with a few of his throws. Even when they got in a position there where he did throw the great pass for the touchdown. He threw the intercept and then went again. The near intercept, which he had 12 minutes to go, and they weren't. It wasn't out of their possibility of him coming back. But congratulations to Seattle Seahawks. They were the better team by a long way.
So basically, what you're saying is the quarterback, he's not a first grader.
He's back to Reggie's. He's back to Reggie's for sure.
Halftime show. What'd you think?
Bad Bunny. Is that his name?
Yeah.
I'm 44 now, right? So I didn't even know who he was. And I don't know if I'm ignorant or just out of the loop. I don't know. But I'd seen him win the Grammy, but I had no idea who Bad Bunny was. So I was a bit pessimistic watching it, because I'm used to seeing the big stars that I know at the Super Bowl. Not any English and very Latino kind of vibe, It was entertaining but I would have wanted. I
feel like I heard he did it on purpose, but even my mum, she messages me, what do you think of halftime show? People tune in just for the halftime show.
I know, but you know what? Like, why, if you had a microphone to me as soon as it was over and said, what do you think of that? I would have said shit, right? Like, that's being honest.
Yeah.
But then when you see everyone else's take on it, a lot of people loved it. Like, a lot of people loved it. So I'm thinking, I'm just out of it. I'm out of the loop. I don't know.
I think we're both out of the loop, mate. We're the same age.
What else, mate? How's your weekend?
Yeah,
Anything interesting you got for us? Have you found love yet?
No.
Do you watch maths? I don't know. What have you got for us?
I don't watch any free-to-air television. Braith, what did I do? I had a few guests come over on Saturday. We watched the trials. What did I do Sunday? Caria with you.
Yep.
Sarah's birthday down at Club Rose Bay.
Yeah. Valentine's Day is usually about loving someone else, but today it's all about loving your own heart.
Athletes often focus on performance stats but ignore what's happening inside, their bloods, their cholesterol, their heart health, until later in life.
1 in 3 Aussies live with high cholesterol, Reni, and most of them don't even know it.
2 small things to do this week. Go to your GP, get your cholesterol checked, and switch to Flora Proactive on your morning toast.
Flora Proactive is clinically proven to lower your cholesterol up to 10% in just 21 days. Start something good. Back to the podcast. Well, let's get to that while we're there then. Sunday we had a few beers, Reni and I. We went down to Bondi, a little Greek restaurant, Caria. And then we went to Club Rose Bay for my partner's birthday. And while we were there, the phone lit up. First person that messaged me, Aaron Felice. Yep, the lemon from Bali.
Aaron
the Wharfie, Mario Fenny Felice messaged me and said he's a Rooster supporter, and he goes, has Payne Haas signed with South. And I'm thinking, they're fucking G'ing him up. They've got him hook, line and sinker on the wharfs. They're all South fans. They've sent him a text, one of those fake, texts on Insta or whatever, messages on Instagram or memes. And I said, no chance. Nah. And we're on the piss. So I'm like, nah, I wrote back, no chance. Then I thought, you know what? I better have a look.
Yeah.
And then my phone was and it was true. I told you, I think, at the time.
The first person to ring me was?
Who rang you?
Sparkles.
Oh, Sparkles.
The biggest South supporter. Yeah, the borough.
Yeah. So our reaction, going into this podcast, every podcast has covered it.
Yes, of course.
It's over every media outlet. So we just want to get our reaction and then sort of the developments as it's played out. Because it's a big decision. It's big news. And I spoke to Brent Read, who wrote an article that's dropping right now, who just did an article with Payne's manager. So we do have a lot more information here now than what there has been, I suppose, over the past 4 or 5 days. But first off, Ren, what was your first thoughts?
Well, yeah. Look, I don't think I was as surprised as everyone. It was a shock. I think the surprise for me was the team until I understood the Wayne Bennett relationship. Usually when there's a big signing, I'm expecting the Roosters to sign him or Melbourne. Initially it was a shock. I had to go through a lot of information to find out what's going on. Like, why has this happened? I think the most surprising thing for me, Braith, was how much it was kept a secret.
Yeah.
Usually things leak, right? If too many people know and it's spoken about for a month before, there's usually someone will get wind of it, like yourself.
Usually every time it leaks. So I've got to give credit to South and to Payne and his team, to be so confidential and to execute such a big deal and no one know about it is great. Like, I love it. And I think, because South have copped a bit of heat, from even us on 360, but across the board, even their own fans about their recruitment of late, over the past couple of seasons. They've kind of landed some big fish that haven't worked, and they've let go of players they maybe shouldn't have. And I know that the Blake Solly and Ello have been under the pump. So although this is, and we'll get to it, is hugely based around Wayne, it's still a massive coup by the South Sydney recruitment and everyone involved. And congratulations to them. and it's a great signing. It is, and we'll probably get more into that. But I love that part of it, that it was done, very low key. And like, because I spoke to Reedy again, because Reedy's been all around it. He had lunch with Payne's manager on Friday, and
who's Payne's manager?
I don't know their names, mate.
Okay.
But
yep.
he's also, I think, Kalal Matangi's, right?
Okay.
So that's a bit of a connection there too, because obviously they've moved Kalal Matangi on and they've freed up space to get Payne. Mm-hmm. Don't know if that's had anything to do with it, but if you kind of read between the lines, it may have. So this could have been in the pipeline for a few weeks, right, or even months. I think they had inquired about Payne a while ago, but it was a no-go, but they stayed persistent. But yeah, it's an opportunity now for South to really put themselves in a strong position. But it's an intriguing one. Like, I still can't get my head around why he'd leave. And we've heard that it's money related. That was the first report. But sorry, I lost my way there. Reedy met with the agent on last Friday, didn't mention a word about it. And then, as we've read and seen, it developed only over 2 or 3 days and got done within 3.
Yeah, it was like Friday he approached
That's crazy
South.
stuff. Like,
So that's where it gets a little bit more confusing, is that his team approached South on the Friday and it was done by Sunday.
yeah, that means he just wanted to go.
So what was the tipping point?
And he wanted to go to South. That was it. Wanted to go to South. So
Now, let's take a step back. But what was the tipping point? Do you know what I mean? So you're this far into a preseason, boom, I'm out. I've got an opportunity to move on.
What looks bad for Brisbane is they're a premiership winning team with a premiership winning roster who could form a dynasty over the next 3 to 4, 5 years. If anything, they've only got stronger and we're going to get stronger. They've got a coach that's come in and won his first year as head coach.
Yep.
And you got the best player in the team leaving. Like, it doesn't make sense. If you're happy and you believe in the club and the players and the systems and the future and potential, you're not even thinking about leaving the joint.
And it's not about money, because
It's not about money. So just eliminate the money. Eliminate.
it was matched, yeah.
To talk about money, and this is maybe from experience as a manager, they're a one-team town where he's the face of it.
Yep.
Adam Reynolds was retiring. So just say South gave him an extra 200, 300 a year on the books. He's making that up off field. Like, not many players can do it in our game. Like, so it's not common. But the elite players in one-team towns, I know the Dolphins are there, but they're the one, in Brisbane. He's making that up anyway. So even if it was about money, let's eliminate money.
Yeah, that's okay.
Because Brisbane didn't even counteroffer. Like, we're hearing today they're going to offer a 5-year deal, which we'll get to. I don't want to go too far ahead.
Yep.
But so that says to me that it was never about money. Brisbane hadn't even fired their last shot. He just went and said, I'm happy with South. I want to play with Wayne. Probably sees the potential in the squad they've got. Don't want to beat Brisbane. That's the key thing here is he doesn't want to be there because you don't make this decision.
And we won't find out until after he leaves Brisbane, right? You're not going to come out in a story when he signs with South and say,
I don't know if we'll ever find out.
He doesn't have to say anything.
No, he doesn't.
Right?
And Payne's not that type of guy.
But generally, once a player leaves, they've had time to think about it, time to settle, and they're going to a new club. That one journo can get in there and say, hey, give us the real reason why this decision has been made.
Yeah, but the one journo, I don't think it'll happen.
Buzz is gone.
They won't. But Bedell's he's good up there. And I don't think it'll be a story with Payne. I think it'll be a story with one of the players or, one of the players that's left or disgruntled. It's not going to be Payne shitting on Brisbane because he's not that type.
No.
But, the hard thing here for Brisbane is, Buzz is spewing because this is like Madge absolutely killed Buzz last year.
Yeah.
With winning the premiership, and Buzz was harping on all year about the training and players not liking Madge and all that, and Payne shouldn't be playing, and he crucified Madge. Now, when he's retired 2 weeks too soon, Buzz would be filthy because he would have been dead set. Oh, I was going to say something rude then, but he would have got very excited, right? If you know what I mean. Very aroused. And
can he still get aroused at his age?
Mate, he said it, Buzz.
Couple of Cremaggers, he'd be right.
But he would have been frothing this, and he would have been diving into the camps.
Okay.
mate, like dead set in the trenches trying to find some dirt on what the situation is. So they'd be happy that he's gone.
He had the metal detector out. He's searching
he would have been
gold,
hiding
mate.
in Madge's boot. Like it just would have been. It would have been dead set, warfare. So, it's what I got distracted then, but so
Did you get aroused?
so they're probably lucky Brisbane in that way, but my God, that's where I was going. So Brisbane now, unfortunately for them, it's a disruption for a number of reasons. It's a disruption because they're going to lose him, and it's massive for fans and their performance and future and all that. But it's also a distraction because now the narrative is going to be why'd he leave? They've already turned on Madge. It has to be Madge. Is it his training? And that whole kind of drama of last year and the spew buckets is now resurfaced when they won a comp and put it to bed. It's back. It's woken up. The beast has woken up again.
Yeah.
So they're going to have that all year again now.
We can't look. You can't just skim over it. I've heard that trip to Toowoomba did get some players.
What trip to Toowoomba?
So they did a 2-week camp over in Toowoomba, and they were only allowed to go home to see their families on the Sunday, according to RLPA rules. That you have to have that one day off. So. They've played a lot of footy. They've won the premiership. They come back from pre-season. They go on their international duties, and then they just go full steam into a camp away from their families in Toowoomba, right? It's pissed the players off. You can do that, Braith, all you want. But pre-seasons are tough. But when you isolate the players again and you've got a younger squad, they feel like...
Which plays into what you said, though, Reni, last week. It plays into what you said. And... you were worried about them falling away because of, they are a young squad and how they're going to respond after winning a premiership. Can they get themselves back up, knowing that Madge is going to train them hard again? Because that's the way, that's the way he trains them.
Double down.
And it's like what you said. And this isn't to say they're going to go out and play great this year, but the point you made last week is now it's elevated even to a point where it's the spotlight's on them now because of that.
Obviously, it's all speculation, but this is not to shit on Madge, but this is his way of winning, right? He's had success in the Super League by being tough, success at South by being tough, New Zealand, New South Wales. You peel back last year's season, it took him all year to buy into what he was trying to deliver for these guys, to build resilience. To win that premiership sort of trumps it. I'll peel it back a little bit further. They didn't have the most smooth sailing season. They started okay.
By no means.
They lost 6 from 7.
They look like bastards.
They lost Reece. They got hammered in the media. And then Reece Walsh just put the team on his back, right? And there's an element, a huge element of Madge that makes these guys believe, all right, all that hard work, grind, tough games, being in the furnace has got us this premiership, right? Now, when I look at Payne Haas and I look back at his career, he's had, 2 wooden spoons, got to a grand final 3 minutes away. They fall off 24 they fall off? 25? 24. Fuck, I don't even know what year it is. They fall off 24, 25
can you hurry
they
up
win,
and find out?
right? So there's a lot of mental fucking drain that goes into what he's been through in his career. So this could be just purely, he's just stale.
Yeah.
He's stale and he just needed a change.
It's a tricky one because, you look at coaches and he's old school Madge and he won't change his ways. He's stubborn, right? And that's not to say he won't have more success. He won a premiership, right? But then you got the old school coach with the modern day kind of rugby league player, very different to the old school. There's a way I talk to all the coaches now because a lot of the coaches are ex-players that play in our era, right? So the majority of them are, to be honest, to be fair. We're mates with a lot of them. And if you don't change your ways or adapt to the modern day rugby league player prototype, you're not going to work. There's a way you need to deliver. Your delivery to the players need to be. You got to be ultra positive. You can't be negative. You can't be critical. You've got to sort of massage your way around constructive criticisms or, you know, the way you approach everything now is just so important. That's why the elite coaches, they are the best at doing that. And that's where Madge is going to have a challenge. But what I really want to touch on here, because, you know, I think you and I, we've played the game. We've been through premiership wins and failings and all that. Well, I want to talk to you more about why do you really think that Payne's made this decision? Everyone can speculate, right? And everyone's going to speculate and have their opinion, and journos are going to throw all that, you know, that dirt, or maybe dirt that might be facts, you know, around the coaches and whatever else. But why do you think, if you're Payne, so you've played, you've been there, if you're Payne Haas, why are you going to South and leaving Brisbane?
First of all, I think this has been in the back of his mind for a while. You know, winning the premiership's great. The R360 thing just won't go away for me. I think it's still in the background.
Before you move further, I can confirm there is no R360 clause in the deal with South.
Okay.
Okay? The deal is that he has a clause that if Wayne Bennett leaves, he can leave. I'll get back to that because that's important to me. Keep going about why you think he's been thinking about for a while.
Basically, what I just explained, he's probably his last 10 years up at Brisbane, is that players get stale, right? You know, and the roller coaster that they've had the last 3 years, they win the premiership. When have you ever heard of Payne Haas having a bad game and what he delivers and puts his body through? Right. Now, this is not a shit on Madge. I rang a former South player yesterday. I said, after 2014, did any of the older players get any concessions? You know, were they rested? And he said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, he is a standard enforcer, Madge. Wayne's an environment manager, right? Man manager.
Yeah.
I'm sure he knows that. He's got Latrell there. He's got Fafita there. He's got people he can speak to about what the training regime is. Every preseason is hard. You know, I think something's pushed Payne over the edge. And I'm not necessarily saying it's Madge. I just think he got stale. And I went through it back in the day myself.
Yeah, I think it's a culmination of things.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, he's won a premiership. There's no pressure of winning another one right now. Yeah, we all want to win more than one, and he definitely would have that as a goal. So that's one thing. I think that the Madge thing, I think you'd be ignorant to think that it hasn't had some impact the way they train. Like, you know, I love Madge, and I was his biggest supporter last year. But
Me too.
You've got to be honest, because we've got to think if we're in his position, you've won a comp, you've played tough for 10 years, you can earn the same money elsewhere, a change of life in Sydney, and get good money and all that. But the big thing for me is he can go to South now. Wayne's too smart because Wayne's had a relationship with him before when he got him in Brisbane for the first time. But Wayne would have said to him, listen, Payne, come here. Don't worry about all that training. Train hard, but I'll rest you when you want to rest, right? I'll you know, in the off season, I'll give you a break at this point. You know, because that's what Wayne does with his senior players. Like he really emphasises and looks after his senior players, the ones that have earned the right.
Yeah.
Like he trusts them. He puts trust and faith back into them and lets them make those decisions because he knows that they're good enough and they're elite players and they know what it takes to get there. They know how their body works and they're going to turn up on game day and they're going to deliver. You know, so I reckon he saw, you know, for longevity and all that, and also peace of mind. I've got a coach who I really get along with, who's going to look after me and my body. You know, he's looked at the roster there at South and thought, you know what, they're entering a bit of a premiership window. You know, like I said last week, I think they'll be the big improvers of this year. And add to that Payne Haas, which has been a big hole, especially with Kalama-Tangi leaving. But even with Kalama-Tangi, there was still a shortage in there. They didn't have that real elite front row and that guy who really led the way. And like when they had Semi B and all that, they just haven't had that. So he saw, you know, and maybe he was concerned about where Brisbane were going to head and concerned that, you know, that he could see that maybe the players, maybe there is some trouble there. You know, that's what we don't know, but that could be coming to.
Well, that's where I was going to lead to. You know, first of all, both coaching methods do work, but only for certain players, right? So he seems to be a very quiet kind of guy, Payne. You know, not an
He's
intro.
quiet.
He's very educated, like very articulate when he speaks. But can you imagine turning up to training all the time and then hearing your players around you just whinge? You're like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You know, maybe it's a culmination of just a lot of things. Being in Brisbane, obviously the stuff that's going on off the field, then he just needs to change.
You just get the impression, though, and I said it right at the top, that if he was happy and the club was happy, you're not leaving, mate. No matter who, don't worry about Wayne, because it's not like South didn't make the 8 last year. It's not like he's going to a Roosters or, and they weren't amazing last year themselves, but I'm just trying to sort of paint a picture, or Melbourne or Penrith. It's not like he's going to another premiership as it is right now. Yeah, they've got potential, but it's not like he's walking out to go somewhere, and Wayne hasn't been great too the last few years, right? Yeah. So it has to say that it's not everything's sunshine and rainbows up there.
Yeah. and like you
I hate to say that because I love Madge, but there's something
if you're going there as a front rower, it's not like you're going there. If I'm a front rower, I want to hopefully a representative 9. They don't have rep 9. You got Humphreys, who is not proven but can do a job. Cody is 47, right? So it's not like he's going to a team that's going to go walk straight in. You got Latrell, you got Fafita,
guaranteed success.
Jack Whiten's getting older, right? So
it's not guaranteed.
Exactly.
You know what? If you're actually looking at a squad, and again, I think they'll do great things with him at South. So I'm not. But if you're looking at both squads, and like if you're looking like that, the trajectory and the age they're at and the skill levels they're at and all that, like you're probably picking Brisbane,
of course.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's a real interesting one. I just quickly, like, I was in this when one of the first things I thought of when I was spewing, because we did the Jonah deal. A lot of the Jonah deal
was around Payne.
I felt so bad because we'd done a great job doing the deal, but then it was like, when we spoke to Brisbane, Payne was not going anywhere, so we've been reassured that. And see, I'm not concerned about it, as I still think he's going to do great there, and they've got a great squad. Right? I'm not worried, but it was like, just a little gut punch. And I felt bad for Jonah. Yeah. He goes, he's like, can you believe it? I said, I can't, mate. No one could believe it, but that was just one little thing. But just back to, because we'll tie this off, but just back to Wayne. So he signed a 3-year deal with South, right? 3 years, isn't it?
3 years.
3-year deal. And there's no R360 clause, which I mentioned, which everyone was talking about or speculating about. But the one clause is the Wayne. If Wayne's not there, he's not there. Now, I find this very interesting. Now, you look at this and you go, that's a smart one from Payne Haas, It gives him an out if Wayne leaves. Not sure about the R360 stuff, but, there's Papua New Guinea and that for whatever. What if Wayne gets sacked if South don't do well this year or next year, whatever. Things can change quickly. But you know who the smartest guy here is? The smartest guy. And, he's just the best. He's Wayne Bennett.
Yeah.
Now, he signed Payne and the clause is there with Payne. So they can't sack Wayne now.
Definitely not.
They can't sack him.
No.
Because if they sack Wayne, they say Payne's gone.
Yep.
So now Wayne has got the keys, which he already sort of had, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like padlocked.
Yep.
And he's got the only key to South.
Yep.
Because he can't get rid of him, If he goes, Payne's not there. So, he's just a genius because now, and he's got PNG sitting there who are interested in him. He just controls the narrative time after time with his coaching. And, he's going to have pressure on him this year, but if he doesn't go good this year, it'll be like, oh, it doesn't matter. He got Payne for next year, Yeah. And then that'll be the real one. But by then, but it's, again, it's a great. In saying that, I'm not shitting on Wayne. I'm just saying he's fucking smart.
Yeah.
And he's done a great job. And let's be honest, he was the one that got him there. Without Wayne, there is no Payne Haas at
Absolutely.
South. So. It's crazy the influence he has.
I was just thinking of something in the car on the way over here, and I've just got a little bit of a tinfoil hat moment, and I will be corrected in the comments because I didn't have time to research it. But you've got the clause with Wayne for 28 for Payne, and I think Latrell comes off at the back of 27. Fafita comes off at the back of 27. Like, could there be this little
Oh, he's the best
hey,
chess
we're
player.
all chess player, right?
He's the best chess player.
Hey,
going
boys, let's go all in, and then I'm going to PNG, and we're all going to make money tax free. I just going to throw that. I'm just going to put a pin in it.
Well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing that people don't realise. If Wayne goes, I'm going, Payne's going with him.
Latrell could be off contract. He could be going.
You know?
Tax free.
I said it. Wayne has got now, as long as Souths are happy with this, and they probably are, because given they've got Payne, Wayne's here in South. He's got him by the ball bags.
Yeah.
You know? He's just squeezing.
Yeah.
They have no control.
Blake Solly's just going,
Wayne. I love you, Wayne.
just complete conspiracy theories. So don't come at me. I think that those three players in particular come off contract at the end of 27.
Bit negative from Reni, I feel. But
No, I'm not negative. I'm just trying to throw out a
But you know what,
curveball.
South fans, get excited.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
we're happy for you.
I'm going to knock my front tooth out and sit in the borough in 27.
We're happy for you. We're happy for you because it's a mad signing. Any way you look at it. And as I said, last week I thought, they're in for a big year. Add to that Payne Haas and get excited, South fans, because I think the next couple of years are going to be good and the Bunnies are going to be back. All right. Zac Lomax.
Yeah, just quickly.
Just a quick touch on that, Ren.
Yep.
You saw this, was it this morning?
I did see this morning. Seems like the private conversations between Melbourne and Parramatta have broken down. And we all presumed and knew that they would not want to go to the Supreme Court. So the date got pushed back, as we know. It looks like it won't get sorted before round one. They've gone into a private discussions to try and sort this out, which is better for everyone and better for our game. And that's broken down as well. So,
all right.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah,
but I can't see anything happening before round one.
TBC.
Yeah. All right, let's get to rapid fire. We'll do the rapid fire now. You want to touch on the trials on the weekend?
Yeah, let's touch on them.
Yeah, let's have a quick touch on the trials. And the only reason I say we touch on it, just maybe the topics coming out of them. We'd already covered the Dragons sort of half situation, and young Brent Read was outstanding. Best player on the field for the Dragons on the weekend. Did you watch him play? And
not close,
not
bro.
close. Okay,
not close. I have watched most reports that he's quite young, and they're going to take their time with him, which is okay.
He's got a bit of development to do. He was electric, and I love that he just played eyes up. He scored a try, sort of created something out of nothing, which was great. Took the line on, little grubber. He had X factor, and he had a lot of skill. His passing game was, hit on the chest for tries. In a televised game, first grade, no matter what, mate, he stood up and delivered. Yeah. He's fast. He chased down Sandon Smith. He's a future first grader, no doubt. After that game,
promising.
He showed that. Yeah. And you know what? I don't think they're going to panic. And there's no doubt that they're set on Flanagan and Atkinson, but it does give them that bit of reassurance that they've got some depth there,
coming through.
And if I'm Atkinson, not so much. If I'm Flanagan, I'm probably going. I've got my eyes over my shoulder, because if the combination doesn't start great, and King Tongia was good with that. I think, but Reed outplayed him. But I think he'll be knocking on the door. If it doesn't work out.
What do you think of Sandon Smith?
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Yeah, he was good at 7. You think he'll keep that 7 spot? Because I've said this. You can watch all our podcasts last year. I want Kalen at 7, but
I've heard that they're going to play Fletcher Sharp in the halves.
He's wasted in the halves. Completely
and use
wasted.
him as a fullback, and Kalen come into the front line for attack.
And
play as a half.
Justin Holbrook, who's coach. He thinks outside the square.
What do you think of that then? Because I'm throwing something in now.
Okay, and it's not surprising
because defensively they don't want Kalen in the front line. Fletcher Sharp, better defender, but then in attack, switch it up a bit. Fletcher to fullback, Kalen in the halves.
I don't like it if you're switching up defence shape protocols too much. I think it's too confusing. Given how fast our game is, the collision has slowed down a lot. So I believe that he's probably past his head, the concussions and stuff like that, Kalen. I just want his hands on the ball more often. Fletcher Sharp, I think, right now, is a better suited fullback for Newcastle than Kalen.
So who would you play, Kalen and
I'd put Kalen and Dylan at 6.
And what, Sandon 14?
14, and I'd put
Sharp
Fletcher Sharp at fullback.
Interesting.
He has every time he played fullback, he was a different Fletcher Sharp.
Yeah, he's very good.
When he went to 5'8", his running game goes out the window.
The problem with Kalen at fullback was he wasn't getting the ball, quality ball, enough in dangerous positions where he could then execute his expertise and you know, his high class of rugby league nous and fucking ability to create opportunities, whether it's running or with the pass. And I suppose you do get him on the ball more at 7. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But it's a big move. I don't know. I wonder if they've been tight-lipped, Newcastle. No one's giving away anything.
Well, yeah, like I said, Justin Holbrook, I played with him 02. Very intelligent footballer. He brought a style back from Super League that I believe, anyway, when he had the Titans, it was very expansive. You think about the way the game is moving now, how fast the ruck is. Kalen in the front line, it's flat and fast. When there's a quick play of the ball, you go.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I like him at 7. Holbrook will he's an innovator. Like he will change something. He'll bring something different to the game. You know, most of these coaches will stick to what they know and until they have to make a change. Justin Holbrook, I think, is the right man to bring something special out of Newcastle, especially in their attack.
All right, now.
Hang on quickly. We're going to touch on Dogs Cowboys.
Yeah, go for it.
Just quickly, what did you think of Purdue at 6? I didn't like it personally.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, he's been a 6 his whole life.
That's what I mean.
And they put him at 6 last year, and I can see potential, but he never really iced it.
But just in the trial, it doesn't look natural to me.
Nah, he doesn't look like a natural 6 for someone who they say he is. I think he could make it work, but
in a few years,
yeah, I just don't know.
And someone's so fast and so good with the ball, you leave him in the centres. But I did watch that closely. I wanted to see him play 6. And just his movement, his passing off either the inside foot or the outside foot, it just didn't feel natural.
Yeah. It is interesting what they're going to do there because Clifford's sort of, you know, he's been inconsistent. Like, he's been very good at times.
But he's a half.
I know, but they need, like, Dearden is one of the best in the game, and they can't have a 6 that just complements him. Like, it's not that hard when you've got a quality 7 like Dearden. You've just got to run the ball and give good service. Dearden's a creator. So you don't, you know, like
Dearden's a runner.
It's like when you're playing with Joey and those guys, like, you just do your job.
Yeah.
And they still struggle with finding that guy. You know, like, because you look at Drinkwater, he's a creator too.
Yeah.
Like, he's got X factor. He's outside you.
Yeah.
So you've got, like, plenty of strike power around you. If you're a 6 there, the job isn't that hard. I know, you know, I'm talking first grade here. Like, if you're a regular first grade, it shouldn't be that hard when you got those guys in terms of attack, anyway. Yeah. You know, so
they look powerful as well.
They
look
like they've put big. They've got some
big guys that are coming through. Lukey did play. He did play, but there was a couple of other young guys that came through. They just look like just big country, tough, hard to put down. Like, the Dogs were on the back foot the whole time, and I'm not going to dive into the Dogs. They played a second grade side, but they just look like they're
the ball early too.
You know, they're off the pace. You know, straight away.
All right, before we get to Reni's fireball rapid fire,
I'll do better this week, mate. Actually,
there's lightning last week.
There's one question in there I want you to take out because I don't have an answer for it. I know
you wrote it, but you don't have an answer again.
Well,
that's good.
I definitely know what your answer will be.
Just a quick touch before we get there on the Indigenous All-Stars, which is on this week, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got all the games. It's week 2 challenge.
You won't go through all of them, but there's lots of games on this weekend, which is good. It's exciting. The reason I brought up this is I was talking to it made me think about something, and I was talking to a Bulldogs official yesterday, and I was like, oh, you know, how's it been going? And we started talking about Leo Thompson and mate, flying. I'm
hearing good things about Leo Thompson.
Come back from a bit of an injury and all that, but he's flying, ready for round 1. And then it was like, he's got to play the Indigenous All-Stars. And I thought, you know what, that's a tough one. You know, like, he's got the Indigenous All-Stars he's got to play. Round 1 in Vegas, you've got to travel all the way over there. He's at a new club. He's come back fit and firing. And it's like, if you get offered a spot in the Indigenous, you're not going to knock it back, right? Because then you turn your back on your culture. where you come from, your family, your friends, everyone. So there's an obligation there to play in it, right? Whether you wanted to or not, you're not going to say you don't.
Yeah.
I'm just like, we've got lots going on, with all the games and Origin and test matches at the end of the year. Is it all necessary? Are we happy with this? I don't know.
The game is necessary.
Yeah.
The scheduling might not be necessary, all right? So there is a lot of conversation about how long our season is. Should we have stand-down weeks during Origin? There is a place for our Indigenous All-Stars. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just signed with the Bulldogs. Asked Des Hasler if I could go away, play for Samoa. Ended up getting a double groin reconstruction, didn't play till round 10 at a new club. So I get your point.
Yeah, and that's all I'm trying to do is give everyone a perspective of, the player. Yeah. And, from a fan's point of view, you're like, oh, footy, yeah, we love it, play all the games. But it's like, I'm thinking if I'm Leo, I'd feel really in a tough spot. Like, I'm fit. I can't wait for round 1. My team's the Bulldogs. I love this team now. Vegas. And then, all right, you got to play the All-Stars before it. You've just come back from injury. You'd be thinking, I don't want to get injured, but I want to play for my culture. My culture. Yeah. It's a real bit of a headache for a lot of players.
It is. I wouldn't say headache. It's just more about the scheduling, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind seeing an All-Star side, Pacifica All-Star side, but it is definitely a game that needs to be in our calendar. But to your point, it needs to be tinkered with and played at an appropriate time, and not at the back end of the year, not at the end of the season. But,
All right, now it's time for Fireball. Reni's Fireball, rapid fire. And after last week, the fans are just, mate, they're on the edge of their seats.
Mate. I copped it.
Should we start? And just remember, I just want to explain the rules of this game.
Okay.
Rapid fire means quick, answer quickly.
Okay. There is one question in there that I might not be able to answer because I didn't have the profile of you.
That's even better. That's what the fans want.
But I didn't have the profile of you, so it's going to take me a while. So I'll just warn you.
Now you still, mate, you're still going.
I want to keep this positive. Let's
go.
All
right, which NRL fan base?
Fireball, rapid fire. Let's go.
Which NRL fan base is the scariest, ruthless when their team is going bad?
I'd have to say the Dragons. After seeing Jean-Claude, our man JC, just absolutely go in on the Dragons this year, I'll say Dragons.
Yeah, I'll go Dragons too, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they do turn.
Yeah, I'm glad you did your homework.
They do turn.
Yeah.
Mate, it's rapid fire, and you don't do homework for rapid fire.
Let's go, brother.
You understand that? God, this fucking bloke. What's one thing from modern players that would have got you absolutely roasted in 2000's dressing room?
I tell you what, if you had a vodka cruiser, a seltzer, any of these flavoured low-calorie drinks on the team bus on the way home. Can you imagine Mark O'Mealy watching it?
Mate.
Actually, who did drink cruisers? Steve Price. And we used to bag the shit out of him.
I'd say anything like that wasn't old school you got hammered with.
Yeah.
I rocked up in a Toyota Celica and they fucking grilled the shit out of me.
And then you
little
rocked up
white
in
Toyota
a
Celica.
And then you had the
I thought, what, I'm at the
WRX.
Bulldogs, I'm going to get a WRX. Just to fit in,
You love the fit. No, you didn't fit in.
Mate.
Well, you did,
If Kadastorza Palagolo, I'm a Greek. I'm a wob. What's more dangerous, Vegas week, nightlife, or Mad Monday week?
Mad Monday week.
Well, you'll find out soon because you're going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Mad Monday, that was...
Yeah.
You get nervous.
In our era?
It's probably like preparing for a game. Anyway, this is quick fire. I'm going on now. You have to fight one retired player. Who are you backing yourself up against?
Willie Mason all day.
Okay, I'll go far longer. If you're going to raise one moment from your career that fans never stop bringing up on the point, what is it?
This is the one. I don't have.
You don't know it.
They say people don't come up to me and say, "Oh, I remember you did this." I didn't have the career you had.
Well, mine's probably. Well, far longer. You're off your head to the ref.
Yeah.
The far longer or the field goal.
Yeah.
The field goal's a big one, either West or... Anyway, there's a fucking few of them in my ones. What's the biggest myth about the NRL that fans still believe?
Players are overpaid and have too much time on their hands.
Yeah, it's a professional sport. It's hard work. It's intense. There's a lot of pressure and expectation.
Yep.
And you know what? They don't get paid as much as what everyone thinks. That's a big one because... The top end get big money, a lot of the lower guys get, you know, and I know it's going to sound a bit, if you're getting 150, 200, 300, you're still in that tax bracket where you're getting smashed too, mate. And I think for a first-year rugby league player, there's a lot that don't make what people think. That's it, I think.
That's it, mate. Kept it nice and short.
That's it. Well done. Is there anything else that you've got on this?
I thought we might...
Are you ready for Vegas before we wrap this up? You ready?
Well, I got my ESTA, but because I'm flying through Vancouver, I think it's called an ETA, and my visa hasn't come back for that. So I'm not quite ready. You got a criminal record at all? Nah, a lot of Section 10s.
All right, that's it for the BTFU 180 podcast. No. Short and sweet today. We'll see you next week.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.